Hello, everybody, and I hope you're all doing well. So, way back when, in the day, I was able to purchase I got through a trade an Ibanez S470. I believe the model year is 2003, which is basically this guitar here, which was the last year that they had the S-Wave pickups. You can see the original back of the headstock there. And, well, this guitar started life as a fusion pink kind of color. So, for some reason, the guy that I got it from, he wasn't keen on. If you go and you look back through the channel, you'll find the video showing the specific guitar where it shows its kind of fuchsia, pinkish, metallic kind of finish. And for some reason, the person decided to put neon fluorescent green kind of like knob accents and such on it, and pickup rings. I could see why the guys was like, I'm not vibing with this, so I want to get rid of it. So I was like, okay, no problem. So I did the trade because, again, I like Ibanez. It's a mid-tier model, this guitar that I got, the 470, and I seen it had potential, so I did that deal. By the way, my sound should be a little bit better for people that complain that it's not like really loud. I've enabled my second mic, which was the original mic I was using up until probably about 4 or 5 years ago. So I got that up fairly high, and of course the zoom is pointing directly towards me, so even if I talk quiet like this, I should still sound pretty good. So anyways, getting back onto this. One of the things I was like, I'm not cool with like 3 pickup Ibanez's. I had a 350DX before that was, I believe, 2 pickup? I could be wrong. Again, look through my back videos on the channel. The guitar is there to be seen numerous times that I've made videos with it. And so, like, one of the things I was saying to myself, well, I want a double humbucker Ibanez. So, one of the first things I did with this guitar is took all the paint back down, took the finish all off, and made sure not to strip away any of the wood and to keep most of it in check. And again, as you've seen previously, what I ended up doing was I got a replacement trim arm for it because it didn't have one. I also got a matched kind of cosmic dark black chrome knobs, found a replacement tip switch, and then also proceeded to pull the electronics out of it and convert it to a 2 humbucker with 3-way switch volume tone configuration, which for the most part was successful. The finish that you last remember seeing this guitar with, I'll say it again, throughout all the years that I keep tinkering around and redoing guitar finishes and such. For example, like the Harley Benton Gold Top you see my finger pointing at here. which, as you see, isn't a gold top. I actually took that finish down and made it into a black top, and it looks like a far nicer guitar with that than the kind of gaudy gold top finish that it had. So, with that said, didn't like the original finish, which again, since my tinkering, experimenting, and exploring with, stripping away and refinishing bodies, some with positive results, some with rather negative results, as people have followed me for years know. I took on the guitar, and I was not going to touch anything in regards to the neck. It was only going to be body. That was the only thing I ever did do with this guitar. So, getting back to what I was saying with the last refinish, I was like, if it had been all white like I had wanted, I might not have been so, eh. But the reality was as much as it kind of had a cool vibe with the kind of like worn relic look and everything else, it was like, I just thought it just really didn't do the guitar really a whole bunch of justice keeping it the way it was. Not to mention, another tip for people out there that actually do take the opportunity to try to refinish a finish or reapply a finish on an instrument. Whether you're an amateur like myself, or well, I don't need to say any actual professional luthiers out there would already know, when you take away the layers on a body or a finish, you have to put them back in place. Otherwise, you're not going to get some of your hardware and such to properly go back in position, right? So that was kind of one of the other issues I had made with the previous refinish on the body, was that I took away too many layers and too much of the body. So, with that said, it's going on 8 minutes. I've done enough talking. Simply put, the guitar hasn't been showing up on the channel because I've taken these last probably like 3-4 months or so and carefully redid what I did. My intention was to go back to as close to a factory color and finish as possible, but in the end, despite any kind of issues I did have come up, I think I still have given the guitar a more appropriate look and finish, and also at the same time, it's reflective in how the headstock looks, with what the headstock is going on for being a, well, let's see now, with it being an 0203, it's basically probably about a 20-year-old guitar. So some people will love the look, some people will hate the look, some people will just hate the look because they're not into me or don't like me to begin with. Too bad for them. But I know there's definitely a fraction of individuals out there that will appreciate what I've done with this guitar and how it's actually turned out now into, I think, a more appropriate guitar for what it was. And so right now, I will say one of the things was this model back in the day, as you kind of see it there, one of the original colors in its catalog was black. So, of course, I do like black and white as colors for instruments. And so, here's what we have. There's the front. And there is the back. And of course you're going to see all the little kind of flaws and such on it. Because again, the point of the guitar was to make it that it wasn't totally factory perfect finish, but like it was played. And oddly enough, sorry about the itchy nose. Gotta hate nose hairs when you get older. One of the things that with this is, you know, signs from playing. And well, oddly enough, this point here kind of was like, wasn't like, I wasn't happy, but then I started thinking about it and I was like, well, reality is if you're playing this guitar, you're playing and you're putting your pick down here, so you could wear through finish. So it's got wear marks like that. Another thing, while I had it apart, this trim arm no longer has play in it. It's nice and solid, and when you move the trim arm, you actually are moving the trim, not like the arm moves like 1 or 2 millimeters and then, you know, then the trim finally reacts to it. So again, with that repair, under this section there was a nut. So I just simply took a wrench, tightened it, and now the trim arm isn't loose and is solidly in place. Again, another thing you may notice, there's no more middle pickup, nor is there a middle pickup cavity. So, yeah, as you can see here, this is not another body. This is the same body. What I did, and again, sort of itchy nose, is one other person I showed what I did, but basically what I did here was I had a chunk of maple laying around, or alder, or whatever harder wood, and I basically traced out the outline of the single coil pickup, converted it around, and also further shaped the wood to match. Then I put the wood in place, sunk it down slightly, and used wood filler and totally leveled everything off. And then with the appropriate layers of paint, got it back to looking like a totally factory to pick up Ibanez body. So yeah, so basically, as much as some people might be annoyed with what I've done with it or think that I've ruined it again, to me, I think the guitar now actually truly represents what it would have been if you had bought the black model of this back in 2003 with 20 years of playing experience on it, whether you were actually a touring musician or someone just playing the guitar. With that said, there's the Ibanez S470 refinished and converted from 3 pickup configuration to 2 pickup configuration. Hope you are all well. Thank you for watching the video fully if you've made it through to the whole 15 minutes of this video. And otherwise, I will see you later. Bye for now.